How's everybody doing?
Not
Okay.
so bad. How are you?
Good, good. Another glorious day in the neighborhood.
Um,
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, the neighborhood, the neighborhood.
I re-downloaded Fantasy Grounds, and now that I got my computer back, and I don't see the game.
You will probably search for it by DM name. I'm not positive, having never searched for my server.
That's it right there, yeah. You have to search DM domination. Or is it domination?
I
Yeah,
think it's just
domination, I
DM
think.
domination. I set the password as the domination. Let's see, are we missing anybody but Mal, who I know we are missing? Nope. Beautiful, beautiful indeed. Well, happy people. I apologize for the weeks we missed. Had some chaos a couple times while everybody looks like you found it, Jess. You're connecting successfully.
Hooray!
Hopefully, there is a potential issue with kiddos sports on Wednesdays every other week. But I'm brainstorming potential solutions. Some of those include possibly moving to a Monday every other week, or just moving to a Monday every week,
Okay.
or checking those things out. But we will see what this Wednesday looks like. I don't know. It won't be this week, obviously. It'll be next week. But the goal is to maintain games every week. So
Well,
that
Alex and I are
is,
quite flexible, so.
you know, that does explain the baby. But we will move on from there.
God damn it.
Walked right into that one, did you?
Well, whatever.
But we will work it out either way. But I should be transitioning back to my house around November, so we have a few more times. I did sign into the hotel internet about 2 hours ago, so it won't be crashing on us. It lasts for 24 hours. So I will give a thorough recap before we get started in the actual story. Let Kazu, let me clear your character. Does anybody want to play Nauka, or just wait until any justification for actually playing Nauka occurs? I don't think anybody needs to take the character sheet unless you really want to.
Yeah, might as well just wait until there's a fight or something.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, I'll delete Nauka's token off the map just so it's not just
Okay.
lingering behind. If you don't have the map, I'm throwing it in the chat for reasons of not disrupting those who already have the map. Probably have it centered the way they want. So, complete recap, thorough albeit. We have left off starting where we left off at. The party is in a town. I'll unlock that. Give me a second. Party is in a town known as Tree Belbit. It is located in this town on the world of Rise. This is, that's not it. The wrong. Here. So, the party is located, I'm sending you another map. You don't need to keep this one open, this is for the recap. On the town of Rides, or the world of Rides, you have traveled across the Barrens, and you have entered Tree Belbit. On this travel, you came through the portal for Mr. Sarlu, the Red Gate, unusual though it is, and the party found that it was a one-way gate. They moved through Fort Buckle, some adventures here and there. Your essential goal is to find a artifact known as the Opus Eterna. And you manage to find one page of aforementioned Opus Eterna, and in finding it, you pretty much should have, if you didn't, you should have, come to the conclusion that it's not a, wand or a singular item, because you found a single pane of it that looked like this. Interweaving circuitry indicating that it is technological as well as informational. You can close that at your leisure. And so, you left what was known as the Barony of Dust, traveling across a causeway that was guarded by Tree Velvet soldiers who claimed to be. They attacked you and suffered mightily for it. You traveled across a sea bridge causeway at the end of a pretty large gully ravine traveling, and it looked like it had been attacked. You learned it had been attacked by gnolls. The gnolls tending to wander the wastes and attack travelers, not fortified installations, but they did, in this instance, attack a fortified installation, being the Sea Bridge Causeway. One gnoll survived, and you learned that he had been betrayed. At least according to him, he had been betrayed. Everybody has their own opinion of how things go. But in addition to that, you learned that he had a necklace of fireball with one left, which he detonated on you, which wasn't a very enjoyable experience. The party continued after rescuing a commoner who had feigned death to survive the attack successfully, who vouched for you. Your intention in Tree Velvet is to essentially gather information. The only thing you've been told about these Opus Eterna panes is that the people of the Barony of Dust and Fort Buckle, who seem to be not very worldly or not very well traveled, is that your best place to look are in monasteries, which are repositories of information. You notice this world is barren, dead, or dying until you crossed into the area of Tree Velvet. Specifically, it's known as the Barony of Maribek, where you started to see large mossy growths anywhere there was shade. And the one of the first areas you came across was a moss farmer. They seem to be the predominant vegetation, and they are exploiting it to their maximum benefit. So your motivation for traveling here to Tree Velvet was information. The only thing I will remind you of is that you've heard from the human you rescued that the Baron of Tree Velvet was a well-traveled man who had made Tree Velvet better, served his people well. A great deal of praise was heaped upon him. His name was Baron Jacob. I've thrown a whole lot of information at you, but my understanding, most of that should have brought back memories, I would hope. But my information, or my understanding of the party's intention, after coming into town, they visited the alehouse. They made contact with a gnome and a tengu, which is a bird creature, who had white plumage. And the tengu and the gnome said they were also forced through because of Mr. Sarlu, and they intended to search the monasteries. The party conversed with them before coming to an agreement to travel to the monastery together. And that after that agreement, the party set out for the general store, where they found it to be the definition of disorganized. I believe the party purchased a few things from the halfling who runs it, a woman named Belindra. But after those purchases, I told the party to kind of think of something they'd want to purchase, and I believe the party was intending to visit the Baron after that. Don't quote me. So before we actually dive in, if you guys want to absorb that, kind of re-familiarize yourself with other party intentions, or if there was something the group wanted to buy, it's pretty much pretty standard in terms of things available in the general store. About 50 gold and under, you can get just about anything, but you're going to need to leave her a list because it's going to take her a long time to find it. A long time being like 30, 40 minutes. So you probably want to stop back by.
Yeah, I do want to get healing potions. As many as I can get.
Okay. She will scrounge up as many as she can get. You'll have to come back in about an hour.
Okay.
What is it the party wants to do? If you guys want to discuss that, you're more than welcome.
Well, we wanted to go talk to the Baron, right, and try and find out if he knows anything about the opuses or anything of interest. I think also, Stray, you had like an angle regarding how the land here is more fertile. Is that correct?
Um, yeah. I don't understand why, and I would really like to find out.
And did we want to just ask the Baron outright that about the Opus Eternal, or do we want to be more subtle about it?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to determine, isn't it?
My vote is subtle.
It's also kind of hard to just ask about it subtly, but
Excuse me, have you seen a pane of glass?
have you seen a pane of glass that looks like has all these kind of weird designs on it?
Have you
Yes.
seen something that looks like this?
It's true. We could show him ours.
No, I
but then
strongly advise against that.
No.
I mean,
That
what is it supposed to have on it again? I honestly cannot remember for the life of me. We could just ask him if he knows of a book that would give us that same information. And if he knows of something, then he would know of the Opus Eternum. And if he doesn't, then, well, he doesn't know anything.
The Opus Eterna was supposed to, supposedly, somehow contain information on all things related to the interstellar gates. That being how to build them, how to repair them, and most importantly, how to direct them to go where you want them. Because the gates were built by the patrons, and they currently go to where they go. And supposedly they can be redirected, but if a gate goes from point A to point B, and then one of those is destroyed, and no other gates go to point B, nothing goes to point B unless you can redirect the gates, which no one knows how to do.
I say we just ask him if he knows of any material that exists here about the gates or the patrons.
Or if he's even heard about it, or where we can get more information about it, not exactly that if he has a piece.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more on board with that.
Route. It's the safer route, but the only problem could be is that if he says, "Yeah, go check out the monasteries," like everyone else is saying, and really he's sitting on an opus himself or on one of the panes, and I don't know how we get that information out of him otherwise, but
Is there like a certain kind of energy coming off the pane? Like a magical energy or anything? Has anyone checked?
It has a slight magical aura, but it is not emitting anything that you could use as or trace or track in that form. It's very slight, mostly because it's probably partial.
Fair.
If we're not willing to show him our pain, could I maybe like draw a kind of like a replica of what it looks
Like
like?
one of those French girls.
I was
That's still kind of risky because that kind of implies that we've seen one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
you're
wouldn't
right,
say
you're
anything
right.
about what it looks like, just that we're looking for the information and we've heard of a book that contains it.
All right.
Hmm. I think he has some kind of other magical artifact that is making his land fertile, personally, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
Hazel,
the Baron?
Are you gonna do the talking when that time comes?
I can try. Just give me cues. Can anybody else talk to me mentally? I can talk to you guys, but you guys can't talk back to me.
I can talk to you mentally. Yes.
Okay, just give me mental cues then if I miss something.
Okay, can do.
Feels like I'm losing my voice though a little bit.
It
Oh,
does a
no.
little bit.
Yeah, I'm certain no face of the party, I'll tell you. That's for damn sure.
I can try, but like, I fuck things up a lot.
You can do it.
Fucking things up is how you learn. That's how you get better.
Also, how you die.
Yeah.
Put your back into it. You'll be fine.
Precisely.
Well, is everyone done shopping then?
Well, until we come back for those potions,
Mm-hmm.
have to wait for half an hour.
I have money if we need more for the potions. I think it's a great idea you had there, Kazu.
I also have some money to help if needed.
I got a good amount of money.
I probably don't need any more. I have 4 elixir of health, and I think I have a couple of potions of healing. Oh wait, I only have 1 potion of healing, and then I have a healer's kit that I haven't started working with yet, but I could probably figure it out.
Oh, I have 4 potions of healing for some reason. Does anybody need one? I haven't really needed them. I've been trying to stay out of fighting.
I've got 2 potions of healing and an elixir of health. Just out of curiosity, this is partly out of character here. I did sacrifice my rope to help save Kazu last couple of years ago. Right?
You did.
Okay, so I guess probably just it's out of my inventory. I'll just say that I'm looking to select some replacement rope to replace
Okay.
the one that I did. That's pretty much about all I've got.
Fair.
Does everyone have enough ammunition? I don't know exactly how much you guys store of that.
My crossbow doesn't need ammunition. It can produce ammo on its own.
Yeah, I think I'm good on ammo right now.
My wand
Tony,
of burning hands is locked and loaded.
real quick question for you, Tony.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. The scrolls, like I have a scroll of enhance abilities, scroll of speak with dead. Can I use those, or do I have to have like proficiency with Arcana, or be a wizard?
Don't quote me. It's been probably a few months since I've looked up spell scrolls, but I can answer you while I look it up. And as I recall, it's as long as the spell is on your spell list for your class. So yes, you can use them as long as it's on your spell list. Now, bear in mind, it doesn't have to be on a level that you can cast. Or I'm sorry, it does have to be a level that you can cast a cast without issue, but it doesn't have to be a level that you can cast to be possible. So if you can cast level 3 spells and it's on your spell list, you can do it without any issue. If it's a level 9 spell and it is on your spell list, but you can't cast those, you have to do a check. If you fail it, the scroll burns up and you don't cast it.
Oh, I see.
So as long as it's on your spell list, which I'd have to look at it, but I generally, what were the spells again?
Scroll of Enhanceability, which I do have on my spell list. And then Speak with Dead, which I don't believe I have.
Don't think so either.
I have Speak with Plants, but I don't have Speak with Dead.
What about dead plants?
Would be nice. And I think I thought I had another one. Maybe not though. Oh, I had elixirs. Elixir of Tongues was the other one.
Yeah, you can drink any of those you want.
Yeah. Okay. So if I can find a magical shop to sell stuff to, then I
Probably
will.
not on Rise, but duly
Hmm,
noted.
Okay.
Alright. So the party seems pretty happy with their purchasing. Anybody else wanting anything?
Nope.
So, where is the party wanting to head now?
Talk to the Baron if we can.
Yeah, and I guess we can
So-
browse it as we walk and see if there's anything cool along the way.
Yeah. Or we can kill half an hour and come back.
That would be the direction and location of the Baron's house.
I got two things. I'm just gonna follow. Shoot.
They were co-located. It's a big building.
No, like one was on the complete opposite side for some reason. I didn't know why.
Oh. That is.
It was weird.
Fair. Alright. So, the party heads over, and as you approach, this enormous sandstone mansion is quite large, especially comparative to the other houses around you. As you can see, it's definitely the largest house in town. Purple banners displaying a green two-headed stag. You can't open doors you're not next to.
Yeah.
Was joking.
Yep. Move it with my mind. Whoosh. No.
Purple banners with a green two-headed stag, a creature you have not seen on this world, is flanking the double doors, and a pair of guards in livery stand at attention outside. The guards, as you approach, assume a little puffed out chests, more of an intimidating, ready to deal with any issues as a group outnumbering him 3-1 approaches, and the guards look at you expectantly without saying anything, seeming to expect you to state your purpose.
Hello. We're here to seek an audience with the Baron.
The guards calm down as you are seemingly recognized, and one of the guards indicates for the other to head inside. As they do, the other one says, as it appears he's relaxing, he says, "You will need to leave your weapons behind, not in the street." He opens one of the doors and indicates for you to move inside around a pool of water that seems to be in the foyer. And he says, this room is guarded. He asks that you leave your weaponry in a place of this, in an area of this room you are comfortable with for your meeting, which is just one room away.
Can I keep my cane? It kind of completes my ensemble.
The cane being
It's an arcane focus, so it's like God.
Roll persuasion. See if you can Gandalf him.
You wouldn't deny an old man his walking stick, would you?
It's
He
more
looks-
like I'm fucking fancy as hell and have a rod. Hurricane. Yeah,
He looks at your arcane focus, ascertaining that it's not an actual weapon, and he gives his approval.
Thank you. Thank you. Have to be presently.
So Arthanis will not put down any weapons because he doesn't have any other than the quarterstaff, and seemingly we can walk with our walking sticks, right?
His is a cane. Yours is a staff. Those are different. A for effort. You got to put the staff down.
Okay, he'd put on a bit of a show then of like, if they make him put the staff down, he'd like kind of start like hobbling.
They don't seem distraught by this.
Oh, bastards.
Sons of bitches.
Anybody else putting on a show, or is everybody putting their weapons down?
I'm just trying to remember if my like spellcasting focus is attached to my quarterstaff or not. I'm looking through my notes here.
I think a druid's arcane focus can be at the staff.
I think sometimes it's like on your staff it can be like a thing of holly.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what one I chose.
Are they doing like a proper pat down, Tony?
They're not.
All right. I will leave all of my weapons behind except for her pistol, in which she leaves inside of the inside of her jacket flap.
Okay.
But she will leave like her longbow, her spur rifle, her dagger, everything else that's like too big to conceal, she will leave behind. Rapier.
Give me a sleight of hand check, please. I understand you're not trying to conceal it now, but in your motions, you're trying to conceal that it is obviously not there.
I'm gonna use an inspiration. There we go.
Okay. So, anybody else wanting to get fancy, difficult?
No. I'll turn in my weapons.
If they're not going to pass down, then Techno's just going to continue to keep his dagger hidden in his apartment. Farm.
Fair enough. You can do a sleight of hand as well, but you have advantage for the mechanism it was designed to conceal.
Okay. Right here. Dear God. Oh yeah, I'm gonna operation on it.
As a reminder, if nobody has created a investigator note, contributing to the investigator note gives you advantage. Doesn't matter what you contribute, it's just a reward, not a little bit of an incentive. But I don't know who creates them for the group, if they have any desire. Just share it with the group so they know where to contribute. But that is everybody, I do believe. And once everybody lays their weapons down, conceals the ones they're not willing to lay down, the party is escorted into this beautifully appointed room, courtesy of the map makers here to the south. You can move in there and marvel at the furniture and map design.
That was sarcasm.
It was a lot. Although I will say it's better than Dyson maps. I hate Dyson maps. They're in the new Vecna module. What'd you say?
Will you move me, please?
I will.
Thank you.
Kazu, I'm gonna move you too, just to keep you with the group.
Okay.
So, as you move in, the guard has informed Baron Jacob he is standing with Baron Jacob, who is sitting. This is a study, furniture notwithstanding. And Baron Jacob is behind a desk. There are a number of couches and chairs in here. It seems like he holds regular meetings with quite a large group of people, substantially more than the 6, maybe 15, even 20. So there's more than enough seating area. And Baron Jacob is a male human, probably in his late 40s, early 50s. Looks healthy, and he makes an indication for you to take a seat before greeting you and standing, and introduces himself as Baron Jacob, and he brings over a tray that is sitting nearby. It seems laden with more meat and cheese than he could probably eat, as well as some greenish looking steaming liquid, which he tells you is moss coffee. He sets it, so it's got exactly 7 glasses. He invites you to help yourself to refreshments, and when you are sated, please feel free to explain the nature of your requested audience.
Are there pastries?
There is not. There is some bread.
Thank you, Baron Jacob, for your gracious hospitality. We just had a few questions for you. We're just seeking information about certain objects and things. One of them being more information about the Opus Eternum, if you have heard of it.
He listens. He seems to not react in any way when you say that. Before he seems to take a reasonable pause before saying, I have heard this term. I can tell you that I've never seen one. I've heard that as a name given to multiple different, what would be the word? Items, perhaps? Icons? Religious artifacts? In my younger days, I traveled across the broken baronies, stopping at many of the monasteries, and most, if not all of them, held access to or claimed to have a fragment of what they called the Opus. They each believed it a sign from their saint and the gods.
Can I use my telepathic ability to cast Detect Thoughts, requiring no spell slots or components, to just kind of read his mind while he's talking? See if he's like hiding something.
Which ability? Detect
Uh,
thoughts.
Yeah, it's for my feet.
Forgot about that fancy one. By the way, start using your inspiration.
Yeah, I know. I gotta use it. I've been rolling good.
Understand? All right. So yes, you can detect thoughts. All you're gonna get are service thoughts,
Yeah,
unless
I'm
you
not.
probe.
I'm not probing.
Sometimes you gotta probe. Sometimes you don't.
I don't want to probe. I want to probe
As
this
he's
man.
speaking to you, he seems calm. He seems to be drawing upon memory, and you're getting flashes of the barrens, the wastes, the outlands. These are names for the same area. The desert, essentially. You do get flashes of him talking to people. You don't get any surface thoughts that would impart like he seen one or held one, but he seems to be relaying from memory accurately as so far as the surface thoughts indicate.
Okay, good. Right. Would you happen to be able to point us in the way of some of these people that we may talk to them, or if you have any other information about them, or where we may be able to find some of these objects or relics?
Says I can point you towards the monasteries. I can make you. There's a few of them. There are the closest. He kind of seems to struggle, unsure which one. He says the closest is probably on the mainland. It's Saint Albat of the Soil. Type that out for you, so you can for any notes.
Yes, we'd heard of that one before, I believe. Yes.
He says
It's
I
west
can
of here.
northwest along the canyon. If you travel along the canyon, it travels along the basin, the ravine, the trench, depending on which you want to call it. I prefer the term trench. But if you travel along the Barren Trench, it will take you to Singwell Canyon, which is a widening of the trench where it widens out quite a bit. That is where the monastery of St. Albat is located. There is an abbey of St. Olaf that is in the Blue Barony. It is on an island to the west, near due west, maybe a little southwest. But that would require crossing some of the ocean, not much. There is one of, depending on how far, if you can continue past the monastery of St. Albert, it is further to the north along that same trench, and that is St. Meande, but they live in sacred caves. They refer to them right near a large dried river basin that the lake has receded, I'm sorry, leaving about half of the former size of the lake dry. Hargo Lake is now half the size, leaving half of where Hargo Lake was, known as Hargo Basin. That is where the sacred cave of St. Meande is located. There are 2 other monasteries. Neither I have ever visited, but I heard of them.
Would it be possible to get a letter of introduction for the 2 that you or the, sorry, was it 3 that you visited before?
3.
You named
He
off?
says,
Yes.
I can give you a letter of introduction that will get you at least listened to in all of the monasteries. But
That would be
I
perfect.
would ask something in return.
Of course.
He says, I have a problem. My miners that mine the stone that built this mansion, that built the alehouse you visited, that built the walls of Tree Velvet, have recently discovered something disconcerting. And with that discovery, they have suffered an unusual malady. Most have recovered, thankfully, but I have had it quarantined. In an ideal world, I would like to be able to put my people back to work as soon as possible in the stone quarry, because the barrens and the winds are harsh on our walls, and they do require stone for repairs. I would, of course, compensate you in addition to such a letter.
What is this malady?
Yeah. Yes.
He says the majority of them suffered minimal, but they did suffer in that they had lesions erupt on their skin after entering just the entryway of the cave for a short period. They were mining as they do, as is their job, and they uncovered a cave. A short distance in this cave, they reported a pit full of bones, and they claim to have heard scratching or grunts or sounds of life deeper inside the cave, upon which time they wisely left as soon as possible. They came down with a malady. It lasted a day or two. They all recovered. But if such limited exposure caused such discomfort, you should understand why I quarantined the mine.
Of course. Are you worried that it would affect the rest of the mine? Is it
I am
you're afraid that's leaking out, or you just don't want people to go in there? Just want to investigate it?
not sure. I have quarantined the mine for now until I can find a cause, eliminate the cause, preferably, so that the mining can resume with safety and security. But I cannot, as a man who understands your line of work, I cannot commission you to complete a task that I don't know is possible. So I would request that you investigate and resolve if possible, report if, at least relay and report information if not possible, and I am willing to compensate you with 1,500 gold coins and a letter of official decree to secure the cooperation of the monks, or at least have you heard
1,500 gold coins each.
in total, to be split as you see fit.
Oh.
Well, that does sound in our wheelhouse as the Slayer of the Shakes. I think that's something that we might be able to do for you. And the letter of recommendation would be very useful to us. Would
This
you have
is-
somebody escort us to the mines and the cave
They can have
in
someone
question?
escort you or give you directions. It's only about 3 miles to the west. It is
Re-
easy to find as moss-covered tracks, probably, and do have heavy wagon marks, as you would imagine. Stones carted are leaving deep gouges, but I can also have you escorted if you wish.
Real quick, telepathically, like through the link that I have with Hazel, I'm going to ask him to say, make sure you ask about the the land and that we want that information in exchange for doing this job as well.
Yes, I was going to get to that next.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, no worries. Yes, we will have to convene about that separately after this meeting just to confer with the group and make sure that we're all on board with that, of course. One other thing that we are curious about, and this may be free information or maybe a part of this deal, we were curious of how you have so much success with your greenery and your agriculture in this region.
This is the moss has always grown in this area around Tree Velvet, around the small water collections you can see in our immediate vicinity. The verdantness and vibrance and proliferation of this moss has greatly increased in the last 15 years. The people believe it is due to my travels and secret knowledge, but in truth I have no idea. The settlement of Tree Velvet was settled here for the reason that this is one of the very few areas where greenery spreads. It has always spread here for centuries. This small area has always been green. That is why it is the site of the barony of Maribek's only settlement. This is not just true for the barony of Maribek. The Blue Barony to the west has an abbey that always had greenery growing, but I have heard reports that they are also seeing a great proliferation of their vegetation. I have not heard anything from the barony of Valete, which is far to the northwest, regarding their greenery. There is another barony up even further that I never visited in my travels. The wastes and the outlands are simply too dangerous, which is why I never traveled beyond the 3 monasteries that I can tell you about.
Fair enough. Yeah. So is he telling the truth?
As far as you can tell, he is. If you want to roll an insight, you can have advantage with the detect thoughts.
Sure.
So those are the 5 monasteries. St. Stoneheart and St. Io he knows of by word, but he's never been there. He doesn't know if they have more fanciful names, as he knows the others. Sacred Caves of St. Meande and St. Albert of the Soil are both monasteries that are considered in the Outlands, and they're not under the authority or protection of any barony. Whereas he knows the Abbey of St. Olaf is within the borders of the Blue Barony. But as far as you can tell, he sincerely has no idea why the vegetation has been here since before his parents were born, but he doesn't know why all of a sudden it's spreading. As far as you can tell, he's being honest.
Okay.
He would probably like to know.
Yep. Telepathically, Hazel will say to the group, is there anything else that anybody would like to know? Except that's kind of one way, except for to Estrella and Arthanis, I guess.
I don't know if I want to ask about if he's got anything interesting worth showing us.
Anything interesting? Just like in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you able to detect all surface thoughts in the area or just the ones that you're focusing on?
Anyone within 60 feet of me, I believe.
You can tell that Kashut is very unhappy about the price
Oh.
that we're being offered.
Fucking twat.
Well, we can convene and
This town has like 70 people in it. She's
Yeah.
like, every coin. Want every coin up in this bitch.
All right, so Hazel will say, oh, thank you for the information and being so forthcoming. I think we will convene about the seeing if we are able to help you out with your cave situation. We're also just curious if there's anything I don't know how to phrase this properly. Anything that you're especially proud of that you would like to share with us, like artifacts or
Yeah, we've heard
art?
you're like a collector. Many fascinating things.
He says, unfortunately, I am a retired. In my travels, my armor is impressive to me, but I don't travel anymore. It's more of a relic, and it would be unlikely to impress people of your stature. My travels, though they traveled wide here, were not anything like the things you have seen. I understand you are off-worlders, but we are a simple town We subsist. We have very, very little in terms of exports, except, of course, our moss, which we export to Fort Buckle in exchange for Chag armor and shells. That is essentially how we survive.
Well, I wouldn't say that we're well versed in a lot of things, and we like to see the odd thing, whether it's worth our time or not. We're not so prude
He
in
says
that
they
sense.
have very little to show you. You will likely find more exciting things in the barony of dust where they hunt the Chag beetles. We are farmers.
Is he
Bum,
like
ba-dum, bum,
thinking
bum,
of
bum,
anything
bum.
in particular that like he's like, oh yeah, I could show them this, but like, no, I don't want to waste their time.
He doesn't seem to believe that there is anything in the town of note, and there's nothing that's coming to mind that across his surface thoughts that suggest anything impressive. Uh, you get the impression just traveling across Rise that in the last 10 years things are starting to spread. The vegetation, people are able to have food security, but this is rubbing up against what you guess to be centuries of starvation and famines. So people aren't really investing in impressive things as much as they're just trying to not starve.
That's fair. Okay, we will. Well, that's everyone is satisfied. But we will convene, discuss, and get back to you.
He gives you a nod and thanks you for your time. And he says you need not waste your valuable time on another audience unless you have additional questions. If you feel that it is worth and worthy of your time, you can simply inform his front guards that you will be undertaking the mission before you do so. But if you do have additional questions, he is happy to grant you an additional audience.
We appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys, what are we doing? Personally, I don't like being sliced up as we leave the. We're going back to the shop, I guess, to pick up our wares.
Sliced up.
Lacerated.
Oh, I said lesions, but I get it.
Yeah, kinda.
Uh,
Open wounds. I don't like open wounds.
you can just grab the items out of the player's handbook if you want to buy healing potions. She manages to find 7 healing potions.
Ooh.
Ow.
So 50 gold each, as much gold as you want to take, and some rope, I believe, was the other request.
Yep, that was me.
So you can add them to your character sheet.
I
How
can
much-
put 100 in for the healing potions to help out buying them.
Okay. I got over 300 gold.
I have 800, so I could just buy them all.
Well, I could chip in too.
I only had 6, so
Oh.
I have 132 copper pieces and 513 silver pieces and 20 gold pieces. Is that enough?
what'd you do with all your money? Were you gambling?
Bought armor.
No.
She bought Chag armor.
Tattoo.
Oh, right.
I'm
Yeah, but
taking,
even after I bought the Chag armor, I still had like 300 gold.
Oh,
I also take note of the silence from some of the party.
How much for the rope?
I sincerely don't know. You'll have to check the player's handbook for that.
Oh, where's?
It's in the handbook section under players.
That would.
I will put in. You said 100 you're putting in.
I,
that
I
was a
put
joke,
I
Ben.
put 100 to buy 2. Yeah.
That was a joke, Ben. On the right hand side, you should have a little bag that says items. You should have access to the player's handbook items.
Yeah.
I'll put in 200. So we get
Hempen rope is
couple more.
1 gold for 50 feet.
Okay.
I'll just
I
stick
was-
it on the party sheet.
At this
and
point,
you
I was
can
just gonna like say
snag it.
screw it and Google it. Alright.
I stuck
I
it on
was
the party
gonna-
sheet.
I was gonna buy all the potions.
I'll stick all of the
All
potions
7.
of healing. There
Oh,
are now
well.
7, and you guys can sort out who pays for what on your own balance sheets. But there are 7 potions of healing now on the party sheet with 1 50-foot hempen rope.
Well, I bought 2. Arthanis bought 4. So there's really only 1 left to buy. Kazi, if you want to just subtract 50 coins.
Dang it. Why?
Well, you can still take most of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can take the 4 that I got. That's fine.
Yeah,
And if anybody else
I
is
don't
low on health
pay for
potions,
them
I
too.
have.
have any.
If anybody else is low, I have 4 already, so somebody can take the 2 I bought.
Okay, I'll put 2 on my list. There we go.
So Kashoot, you want more gold than 1500?
I mean, 1500 split between all of us is very little gold.
Sounds like you got too many people.
Well, how much were you thinking for a task like this? What if it's nothing? And we just get 1500 gold?
What if it's a lot and we only get 1500 gold?
What if we get 750 now? And if it's more hazardous than we thought it was going to be, we ask for more.
I mean, 1500 divided by 6 is 200. Or 250 apiece. Remember that I said Mr. Techno cannot do basic arithmetic.
There's 7 of us.
7.
Naka does need
Oh, right.
money.
Right. Got to include myself in that nonsense.
Everybody's still back here.
The money sounds good, surely for purposes, but I have to admit I feel obligated to help these people, no matter what.
Divided by 7 is
I'm not opposed to helping, and I'm even willing to do it for 1500. I'm just saying if we can get more, I think we should probably at least ask for more.
What do you think? 2000? Ask for 2000, see what we get?
I think that's fair.
Okay.
And
We can
if
do that.
they want, we could even say, like, to entice them, like, we get half now and half later instead of, you know.
Yeah.
That way, if it's not that bad, you know, we take the 1,000 and go, and it's a deal for them. And if it is worse, then we get the extra 1,000.
I agree.
I mean, I'd argue 1800. That's only because that still.
They can negotiate down to that. That'll be our final. How about that? Unless they really only have 1500.
If need be, I will pay the group the extra 500.
That is unnecessary. Why did my screen go black?
Oh
Mine too.
no.
Your screen went black because I was fixing something. You don't have to worry about it. You can actually close that map.
Okay.
I was fixing something on my end. I didn't realize it, but it's fine. You can close that map. So, you guys want to head back and negotiate. There are still 5 potions of healing on the party sheet. I will remind you that anything on the party sheet cannot be used in combat, as Eddie discovered last night.
I think Kazu
Eddie
actually
already
took
knew.
2 and just didn't take them off the party sheet.
No, you
so-
knew, but you
Oh,
discovered
yeah.
there was a potion of greater healing in you. For
Yeah, I just didn't know it was on the party sheet.
right.
So I'm just gonna
You-
subtract this by 2 because
Yeah. I stole 2.
I think Kazu just increased their own supply without taking from the party
Yes.
sheet. That's fine. I'll fix it. I'll just take 2 and then subtract my own.
I grabbed tried
There.
to grab
2,
one.
2 left.
So, heading back, you are looking to negotiate?
Yep.
Is the whole group going back?
Probably only Hazel's really
Yeah.
necessary.
Well, but
Fair.
we would be negotiating and then heading right out, probably, right?
Yep.
So might as well take the whole group.
But only Hazel really has to go in if. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Either or.
Nintendo will just hang outside. He doesn't even have to go in. Hang out by the door.
So,
Our
you
company.
are quickly ushered in. They don't even ask you to deposit your gear.
Perfect.
And the Baron is sitting at the same desk, and he asks how he can help you.
That was my money. I'm kidding.
Yes. So we would like to help, but I think the price we felt that the price tag was a little low, so we're thinking we would like 2,000 gold to help.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion plus natural roll 20.
Wow.
'Cause I don't
Yeah.
need fucking inspiration.
He listens and says, "Okay, I will make you a better offer. 1,800 for the investigation, 2,300 if you resolve it."
That seems fair. I can agree
Well-
to those terms.
He stands and reaches out a hand to finalize the deal.
And Hazel shakes it. I don't think with that deal we don't need. If we're just investigating, we don't need to get half now. That should be fine. Yep. He'll just shake.
Fair enough. I had the party sheet up because I was adding those items to it. There is a party pot, just so you guys know. You guys did start one.
And we still have that 1,000 gold that needs split at some point, but
So as Hazel is exiting the tavern, the party is all together. Would you guys like me to apply a long rest? Or are you guys ready to head out?
I'm good. I haven't used any spells.
Yeah, I'm fine. Unless we need it, unless we're gonna get a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, unless it's like getting towards the end of the day or something. Not entirely sure what time it is.
You guys haven't been in town. You guys, I believe, took a long rest, so it's pretty early in the morning, but I didn't know if somebody needed to reset their spells or anything.
That's what I kind of thought. Yeah.
Because you didn't know you'd be going out, so I don't know what spells were memorized.
Fair. I'm good. I can't even change my spells. So
Alright. Well, is the party wanting to head out?
Physical.
To the mines.
to the mines.
So, as It's roughly 3 miles, as he said. That is not going to take you very long in terms of normal travel speed. It's about an hour. It's only about an hour to the west. So you do travel an hour to the west across, as we discussed, the open areas. It is mossy. It's still got some wind. You know, it's still close enough. Not super happy, but it is the... Turn this. I have a TV set up that I'm using as a monitor in the hotel, and it is wanting to turn off automatically, and I don't want it to turn off automatically. But that being said, you, after your hour trek, you don't encounter anything. You do see more and more greenery, some of the small watered areas. I'd say ponds more than lakes. But the area is verdant. It is lush. There is a lot of moss. Now, lush in terms of not like massive trees, things like that, but definitely lots of greenery. As you do come into a area that's pretty obviously a mine, there is a channel that is cut along probably 25-foot tall escarpments to your left and right. There are several areas of stone that look like they've been kind of chipped away. These are chisel marks. So this has been carved out. So it looks like they've been carving out blocks here and then taking them with them. This stone is brownish gray, grayish with purple marbling. And that's what you guys see. You're more than welcome to continue along the path. I'm going to delete Nauka again, but to save everybody some time, I didn't actually intend to sit you there. See the stealth? So I'm going to move you up a little bit to a point where that is more...
Oh, I'm gone.
You're going to be... I'm going to adjust the map. You're to the right. It's because I dropped you there to fix the tokens, because I took the space and reach off of the tokens when you were in the city. There you go. That should have synced it for you. So if you want to move ahead, I see your stealth there, Kashoot.
Yeah, it's not great.
Better than no stealth. So up ahead, it looks like there are some unworked blocks of stone that have been cut into the roughest shape possible of a square. There is a sign that has bright blue paint, and it says quarantined by order of Baron Jacob. It is again, they're squirrels, not squares, but they look like squares. The channel continues around to the east. It looks like this is kind of where they were mostly cutting the blocks out more recently. So as you come, I didn't mean to drop Nauka that far ahead, but as you come around there, Kashoot, you see a large tunnel. It has a step up that looks like somebody cut a block out and unknowingly removed the block that was capping this tunnel. The tunnel itself seems also cut stone. It's not rough, and it seems to extend beyond your sight range. There
To
is
the north or forward ahead?
to the north this way.
Okay.
There is another sign. Quarantined. Do not enter. By order of Baron Jacob.
How high up is that ledge?
That ledge is about 5 feet. So you can just
Oh.
put your arms up there and pull yourself up.
Okay, I'll pull myself up.
Yeah, I'm right there with him.
My rolls are shit today.
Need to borrow one of Hazel's inspirations. The tunnel continues widening a bit to about 20 feet wide. And as you approach, you start to see moss hanging. The ceiling up ahead is surprisingly smooth along this corridor, and it opens up into a roughly circular corridor with a 40-foot pit taking up most of the floor, piled high with bones that are probably from at least dozens of creatures. From the north, the tunnel continues to the west, and you see a very faint glow of orange light to the west.
Without getting too close to the pit or the bones, how old do those bones look?
In terms of like the age of the people or how long they've been here.
How long they've been there?
So they have probably been here for hundreds, possibly longer, but definitely not recent.
Okay.
Though
Sorry, your directions confuse me slightly. The orange glow, is it in the skeleton pit or is it like
it's there's a residual
Hallway.
glow along a hallway from up here. Now the glow itself is the glow isn't coming from there. It's like seeing a light from 2 hallways away. You just see the hint of a light in a room beyond.
gotcha, okay.
To answer your question, or to finish, there is some recent chew marks on those same bones.
So something was gnawing on it recently, but the bones themselves are quite old.
Correct.
I'll say telepathically to Kashyyyt, probably leave the bone pile. Does that sound right?
Going in the bone pile.
Can I tell how old the bones are?
We just
Couple
had this
centuries.
conversation.
But
At least-
nothing new laying on top?
No.
Oh,
Always nice. So as you come around this corner, you are hit in the face with an overwhelming stench of decay. It is rancid. It is vile. The orange light fills the chamber ahead, and the source of the illumination is further to the south. The smell is coming from 2 huge piles of carrion corpses piled on a pit ahead of this oval chamber. The chamber itself looks like it spreads out to the sides.
And that light is coming from in here?
Coming from farther ahead.
I really don't like this. Why
Piece
did we
of-
agree to this?
A piece of advice, I would probably let the rogue go ahead. And stealth. And scout. But especially now that it can roll.
Good question, Tony.
Shoot.
I clicked use power for my dark vision, but I don't think it it clicked onto me.
See. Power. From which one?
From
The
my
spell?
yeah, my spells.
I can fix that. I can add an effect there that you can use, but for the moment, give me a second and I can fix that. Add vision. Token light, token vision. How's that? I have 60 feet of dark vision now.
Got it. Thank you.
Cause shoot, that ledge that wraps around, the smell is eye watering.
Kashyyyk will like try and tighten or re-snug the mask around her face that she wears.
I would.
See if it helps any. But
It does help a little, not a lot. I would let you know that to the northwest and southeast, there seem to be like adjoining smaller chambers that are pretty heavily overgrown with moss,
okay.
in addition to the decayed piles.
Okay. Is there any way to cross the decayed piles without stepping on them?
Not obviously, no.
I'm going to do a perception check to see if I can spot anything that would be alerted to me walking across these decayed piles.
It's a solid roll. And your answer is there seem to be some shadows on the ceiling above the pit or on the ledge on the other side that have a slight amount of movement suggestive of creatures clinging to the ceiling.
Does it look like they've been made aware of my presence?
You don't know, but you know that they are actively attempting to not be seen.
In those spots there that you're pinging?
That is correct. There are 4 that you picked out.
Okay, I'm going to wait Thanos. Does he see me waving?
So let me check his vision. Yes, he can see you.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to hold up 4 fingers and then point towards the ceiling. In those 4 spots.
Arthanis is just gonna shrug.
And then Kashyyy's going to like hold up 2 fingers in the form of like crooked fangs and put them in front of her mouth and make like a monstery kind of face and then hold up 4 fingers and then point toward the ceiling again.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start talking telepathically to him because that was fun. But her, thank you. Yeah, and I'll say, so we have no idea if they're hostile, though, right?
Shoot will shrug.
Yeah, I mean, if they show any signs of hostility, we'll deal with them, I guess. That's what we're here for, I guess, right?
Kashyyyk
you see-
will like
Can you see what
motion
light is?
towards the Kashyyyk will motion towards the massive pile of decay.
Yeah, they eat. So do we.
Do the remains look humanoid, though? That's the question. Hazel can't see.
It doesn't look like humanoid or any kind of remains as much as it is putrid, decayed, unidentifiable masses of refuse.
I mean, the bones were obviously humanoid, right?
Those
Yeah.
were, those
Yeah,
were
they're
indeed.
probably, yeah, yeah. I mean, do you want to try and fight them? Do you want to try and draw them out?
Kashyyyk will shrug.
Let's keep exploring. Let's get a full grasp of the room first, I'd say.
Kashyyyk will try to silently step across the pile cautiously.
You manage to cross over cautiously as you can.
Okay.
I guess Altheanus will try and like follow his path.
What is the glowing thing?
So, the glowing thing looks like. Send it. Aw, I apparently can't use caps lock right. Go. This is what the glowing thing looks like. At the far end of the chamber contains
Is
a.
it really called glowing thing?
No, I changed the title.
I
That's what took so long. I changed the title.
Okay.
At the far end of the chamber is a large, cracked, tear-shaped gem resting on a pedestal, radiating with a fierce orange light. Similar colored shards surround the pedestal that look like it's been cracked off. Their glow, while orange, is much softer, but they is a wavering heat-like haze around that glowing thing. Roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Before I roll initiative. Alright, Hazel's still in charge.
Heck yeah, baby.
I don't know. Mars has better spells.
Shit.
Better combat spells, at least.
Who wants to take over now?
Who's played a barbarian before?
I can do it. I would need the sheet though, because otherwise I would not be able to keep up with both.
Oh, you're gonna get the sheet.
Oh, you're gonna get
Oh.
the sheet.
Okay then.
You get the sheet for anybody whose character you play. All their secrets are yours. All right. So Here is an accompanied image for the kind-hearted people that draw the attention of these creatures known as tier
Ew.
warped wretches.
Gross.
They do not look very happy. They look mutated and gross. So I'll give you the choice, happy people. The choice is straightforward and simple. Start the battle tonight and probably 50-50 finish it, or wait till tomorrow or wait till next week and do the battle start and finish in the same game.
I'm good either way.
Same.
I'm good. Yeah.
I say whoever has an action preference decide.
How about this?
Because I'm good either way.
Now you
That's
don't
just-
have
Let's just fight him.
preference it is. I see check marks. Alright, Arthanis. You know they're there. This is a surprise round. If your
Them or
name
us?
doesn't, well, it's for everyone whose name isn't Tier Warped Wretch, Arthanis, or Kashoot, you don't get to take an action. Arthanis, you were blessed with a Kashoot that told you they were there. So you, sir, get to take an action.
And
You
so
can't
I shall.
see them, so any attack against them, if it's directed, gets disadvantage because their stealth is higher than your passive perception.
Fair enough. Okay. Are they technically humanoids? They would be, right?
They are undead. Technically.
So like a whole person likely wouldn't work on them then?
Whole monster would, though.
I don't have that spell. Okay, well I will cast that second level catapult and launch some of that refuge up at them.
Just fucking
I know.
rude.
It's like you're flinging shit.
Flinging refuse and shit.
Ready. And target is at targeting is at disadvantage, your attack roll, but make it happen.
It's a save anyways.
Oh, well then, no worries there.
Did that roll and I just didn't see it? What happened?
It did.
Yeah,
They
rolled.
failed.
No, I also did the damage and it just didn't. Okay.
Oh.
Damage did not roll.
Ooh.
Ah, there it is. Oh, just some meaty bastards. Oh. Okay, and then I'm gonna move.
Difficult terrain in the pile of grossness.
Oh, okay. Can I move work then, or yeah?
Yes, you can move there, but if you moved back,
I'm gonna leave to shoot to his death. I'll move towards the warm light. I'm hoping that's maybe something they don't want to go near. I don't know. I'll move there, and that's
before you end your turn, give me
Oh.
a Constitution saving throw, please.
love you? Question mark.
So you start to get a headache, a piercing headache behind your eyes, giving you disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh. Did that happen like as I came in a certain range of the stone, or?
It happened on the end of your turn.
Okay.
You don't know the cause per se.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. That is my turn. Yeah.
Hazel, you are unfortunately surprised. So that's all you have. Let's see. Give me a second, real quick. I want to apply the effect. Kind-hearted Arthanis. I love that sound. It's so awful. It's so awful. That should be correct. We'll see if it rolls naturally. But with that, this tear warped wretch climbs here as it is covered in the refuse that you threw at it like a dick and drops from above, attempting to drop on top of you.
Oh.
And when it does, it attacks with both claws and a bite.
Ouch. Okay, before the next attack roll, sorry.
Go ahead.
We'll keep that roll if you want.
I don't
If
care.
it works, because I'm gonna use a reaction to cast Defensive Charm. Which is one of my like class abilities. The spell, it's a second level spell. It gets a wisdom saving throw. If it if it fails, it's friendly to me. Yeah. So it would like stop attacking me.
So, I am 100% behind that. Go ahead and drop your spell on it. It's a reaction, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah. Like it's
Alright.
kind of like a counter spell, but counter attack, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So it like hits me the one time, but then I like cast the counter spell on it, and it should stop hitting me, I guess.
It would if it weren't undead, therefore immune to charms.
That's why he was all for it.
But it did get the critical hit, so. And then once you cast your spell on it and your spell washes over it, it bites you on the neck, and as it hits with that bite, you have to do a strength saving throw. I am going to drop it on you. It shouldn't be at disadvantage because it's only on checks. No biggie, you can throw it in anywhere. It's surprise round. The DC was 13. As the creature lands on you, because you failed the save, it knocks you prone. But it knocked you prone at the end of your turn. So at least it didn't get advantage on all of those attacks.
Did it take fall damage from falling 20 feet?
Does not take fall damage. It is a feature they have. But normally it would. But you notice when it bites Arthanis, it seems to heal, hypothetically, roughly the same amount of damage that it dealt to Arthanis with its bite.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Will not need to do anything this round, Kazu, because you are surprised.
Oh no. I am surprised.
I fucking love that meme.
You're welcome. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah, it wasn't
mean-
you. I was about to say like, yeah, okay, sure.
I just saw
Cashoot. The ones above you do not have range on you for an attack of opportunity because they're 20 feet above you. Just for the record.
Would I get advantage for attacking the one that's attacking Arthanis?
That's laying on top of him.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, hypothetically, he is within 5 feet. They're skin to skin. They're getting some skin to skin time at the moment.
Okay. Just making sure. Alright, I'm gonna pull out my pistol. Aim at the Tear Warped Wretch that is attacking Arthanis. Fire. You guys hear my gun go off?
Everybody hears your gun go off.
I know. But you know, since everybody's far back away, at least now they know some shit's going down.
Screams from Arthanis probably helped too.
Oh yeah.
2 mins, 2 max. Literally a min max.
And then I will. Move over here close to the big hot.
At the end of your turn, give me a Constitution saving throw, please. Disadvantage for proximity.
Proximity to the big hot?
That is correct.
Oh, so it's the big hot that's doing it. Boo. Boo.
I know this may come as a shock, but you failed.
What?
No, the DC was 1.
Fuck, there's no hope for any of us.
And did you use my one of my inspirations?
Sure, why not?
Go, Gashu, go.
Oh, we can
Is
give
it
out our
still at
inspirations.
disadvantage?
Yes, but you get to re-roll it.
What? Jesus.
So much worse.
Fucking hilarious. It's pretty par for the course for Shoot though.
I mean, it really
It
is.
really is.
There's that at least. So you start to get a piercing headache behind the eyes. But before its turn, Arthanis, and Kashyyyt, when you shoot the creature, I believe that was piercing damage. You manage to pierce through it, but it ruptures a series of pustules, spraying Arthanis, who was within 5 feet,
Oh.
with diseased pus.
Oh, gross.
Oh no.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
You guys are
You can
fucked.
roll that one.
So fucked.
Sorry, Arthanis.
You passed
Hey.
that one,
Whoa.
probably.
Probably.
Oh.
Now, the other one turns, hearing the other party members, and it begins skittering across the ceiling, and it isn't making any effort to hide. They seem, as far as you can tell, it drops, but this is still a double movement on top of Arthanis. They seem to, as far as you can tell, Kashyyyt, and if you had the conscious ability to think through things, Arthanis, you would intellectually observe that they are apparently swarming creatures because they are swarming you. You are prone and you are also restrained, but you are not grappled. You are restrained while you're. I'm sorry, I phrased that poorly. You are not restrained and not grappled. You are prone. So if you wanted to stand and move, you could. They're not like holding you down. More than, just laying on top of you and thrashing.
So they were on the ceiling, and the ceiling's 20 feet above us, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So let's do a little bit of. Let's get the math guys involved here. Let's do a little bit of physics. So if I were to use my repulsor 3rd level spell, which is like a
Okay.
buffed up thunder wave, and I don't want to blast them directly up away from me because then they're gonna hit the roof because it pushes them 40 feet away if they fail. I don't want to blow them 40 feet up into the ceiling because then have them just fall right back onto me.
That would be hilarious.
But if I were to like blow them away from me on like an angle, so it's like they're gonna still go flying up into the roof, and then they're gonna fall down. I'm thinking like 5 to 10 feet away from me. Does that sound realistic?
If you got up, I would say yeah.
Well, I kind of like the
Okay.
idea of blasting them off into the roof.
That'd be hilarious.
I think that's the way to go. Blasting them into the roof.
But ideally on such an angle that like it's not coming right back at me.
You can only do what you can do.
Fuck it, we're doing it.
You can only do what Tony agrees will happen.
So I'll get them both. I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, so they both fail. So then they both get pushed 40 feet up into the ceiling. And then I'm going to roll the damage that goes with that.
We'll put him 10 feet away in terms of trajectories.
Okay, thank you. Okay. And then I'm going to stand up. Does it take half my movement?
It does. But I will take prone off.
I'm going to move all the way over to the stone.
Okay.
And can I interact with it? Can I like? I'm hoping like I can like turn it off or like, perhaps
It-
like touch
It's
it. and
pretty
control?
solid
Okay.
in terms of like no buttons. In terms of solid, it doesn't have any. It has some cracks. Looks like it's structurally damaged, like it's got shards on the ground around it. But in terms of like turn it off, like a button or wiring or cracks that you could jam a dagger in and wiggle it around, things that have been tried before. You don't see any of that. It's like it looks like a solid egg with cracks in it.
So can I use an interaction to like put my hand on it or like investigate it in some way in order to, yeah, like to try and figure out what the heck this thing is doing?
It would take your action.
Fair enough. Okay, then I'll have my turn.
All right.
Oh, does that
Okay,
mean a
so-
con save?
No, you've already got that. It doesn't go away.
Oh, good. Wait, what do you mean it doesn't go away?
It doesn't go away.
Not while you're standing this close. You could roll it again at ultimate disadvantage, which means you auto fail. But if you want to roll,
Oh, I'll pass. Thanks.
it makes you feel better. The DC is 79.
Hazel is going to cast Magic Missile at level. No. Yeah, level 3? No, level 2. Level 2. Got that wretched. Wretch.
You're wretched. You're a
Wretched, wretch. Gonna go this one first. And then plus this one. And then move around the corner.
Shit, I'm out.
And that's it there.
There. So this particular tier warped wretch
Oh, actually.
does not like being chucked into the air. It was prone. It, I'm sorry, it was struck and it took its damage. And so it can move to here, but it can't attack because it started out prone.
Okay.
Alright, Kazu, now it's your turn.
Okay.
Any movement through the pile is double movement.
Okay. Move over here. Closer to that dude.
You need not worry. That dude is gonna get closer to you.
Aw, dang it. Well,
Solid idea.
does casting and missing take up a spell slot anyway?
It does indeed.
Well, fudge.
Unfortunately.
That's a bummer.
I'll put Naoko on there somewhere, probably as close to the front as possible. Say right there.
Yeah, okay.
Seems very Nauka-y.
That's what I was thinking too, yeah. Okay, so my turn then. I'm going to use my wild shape and go Starry Form Archer. Do that. And then I believe to go wild shape is a bonus action. So then I will use my action to smack this motherfucker with an arrow. I'm gonna use an inspiration on that, you bitch. Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Okay. Well,
No.
I'm gonna use another inspiration. Because what the fuck?
Because why not?
Alright, I should have used my inspiration. Whoops.
That's a lot better. Okay, we're gonna see what happens here. Because this is radiant magic damage. Light? Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Now, did say critical, which is interesting. Does that mean that they're more what's the terminology called? Like they're weaker against radiant damage.
Let me
Oh.
check. What was that ability? That was your starry form.
Yeah, mercenary form, and it's the arrow is radiant damage. Radiant magic, technically.
Looks like it doubled the damage. So
That's what I just wanted to make sure if that's what
It
that
rolled
means.
as a crit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Did you have the critical button depressed by accident? Maybe.
Nope.
It shouldn't have, but it's no big deal. Take the extra 6 damage, never hurt anybody. Especially when it's light.
Extra damage is radiant, but
So they don't take extra damage with radiant damage?
That is correct. They do not.
Fuck.
those some bitches.
Oh man. Okay.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, okay.
Showing up
That's
late.
my turn.
Alright, this wretch is going to head for the first creature it sees, which happens to be Kazu. Luckily for Kazu, that was its double move, therefore it isn't able to drop. But it is positioning itself above Kazu to drop onto them.
Okay. Ooh, not great for me. How do I switch to be Nalka again? I did it somehow by accident.
Be top left, you should just click on it. Single click should make it active. Double click opens the character sheet.
Yeah, see, it's still on me for some reason.
If you open up the character sheet, in the top right of the character sheet, there's a little quote bubble set as active PC.
Aha, thank you.
Mine says speak as PC, that's why I don't have it.
So, okay, I'm just double checking movement. So I think Nalka's got 40 movement speed. So that's 5. 25. Whoops. Prefer that. Hold on.
That's fine. I can adjust it so it's outside of the pit.
Now, is there enough space for me to squeeze between Kazu and the wall to get to the other side of this creature?
Yes, but it's double movement. So
That's fine. So 25 plus.
be 40
Yeah,
to
it'll
get
be
to the
it'll be
other
fine.
side.
It'll be fine. Okay. Okie dokie then. I'm going to, just so that I have it in case I don't get advantage on the next one, I'm gonna rage. And then I'm gonna attack with the glaive.
"20 feet above you, unfortunately. You would have to use a ranged javelin. I don't know.
Okay, okay. He does have a or she has a, I don't know. They have a javelin anyway, so I will do that. I just want to make sure. So I'm not gonna have advantage. I just want to double check and triple check these abilities. It's slightly different than what I had. bad, but. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So I wouldn't get advantage if I did reckless attack, right? Because it's only for melee, if I remember correctly.
I
Yes.
believe that is
Oh,
correct.
okay. So then no advantage. Okay, so javelin throw it is. Okie dokie. And they're undead, so I feel like necrotic wouldn't be beneficial. But I'm gonna.
Can't hurt.
I was gonna say, because I did the radiant, I was gonna get Nalka to do radiant damage with the divine fury. But I'm gonna try the necrotic and just see what happens. How did I do that? So how do I? I don't know how.
Attack. You just attack now. Roll the
Just-
damage.
Just an attack.
Or just roll the damage like normal for the.
Okay. So that I believe.
You applied the damage effect to the wretch. You're supposed
Ah.
to apply that effect to Nalka, and then that gives the extra dice to Nalka. Yeah.
Oh.
I fixed it. Sorry about that. I misunderstood.
That's okay. That's okay. So the first creature I hit on each of my turns with a weapon attack takes an extra damage. Necrotic or radiant, I choose the damage. So then that's just an additional into what I've already done, right?
Correct. It should auto apply when you roll your attack.
Okay.
Should.
Looked like it, anyways. That's not great. Did that seem to look like it did anything extra?
It did not. I mean, it hit them. It definitely drew their attention.
Okay. Fuck. I'm just gonna throw another javelin. Because he's got extra attack, so I'll do it again. And this time I'll do radiant just fucking in case. Well, hold on. I just want to make sure I can switch it. Each of my turns? I don't know how this works. Okay.
You can't. It would just be standard damage.
Okie dokie. That'll be Nalka's turn.
Alrighty. I can see this one here on the ceiling, right?
Yes. You can see him, he can see you. Everybody's aware of the murderous intent going on.
Cool. That no has one word for this creature. He's got. That word is burn. Fortunately, that's all he can really do. So.
Alrighty. Keshu is going to fire her pistol at the wretch attacking Arthanis. Should that not have been a straight attack? Oh, the disadvantage expired. Was it supposed to, Tony?
It was not, but it's fine. I'll re-add it. That's my fault, not yours, so you don't get penalized for my error.
Alright. Damn, I was hoping it would.
Nice damage.
And then feeling the effect of the big hop, because she's gonna get away from here. Astrid is going to say out loud, Arthenis, you need to get away from this rock as soon as you can.
Run,
found a
Kashu!
gun.
Run!
Found a gun sound effect.
Nice.
That's fun.
Distraction aside, approved.
Do I feel slightly better for moving further away from it?
You feel slightly less uncomfortable. Better's a strong word.
That's fair. How close is that other creature? I'm gonna use Whales of the Grave on the other creature that was right within range.
I approve.
Why is it not working? Oh, there it goes. I need to change that. What's my sneak attack? Yeah, I need to change that. It's supposed to be 2d now. I'm gonna roll another d6. Okay.
Alrighty.
That's my turn.
And a good turn it was. And this wretch, taking a look at the area, continues towards the front of the cave and positions itself above Techno. It had to move 35 feet, so that's all it can do there.
Hello, sir.
This creature moves up and I'm sorry. Wrong one. This creature moves back towards shoot. That damn pistol keeps shooting it.
I haven't shot that thing once with a pistol.
Its friends. This one is targeting you, and it uses charging or reckless
Oh.
attack, giving it advantage, but granting advantage against it. And then it starts lashing out at you with its claws. That damn pistol is scary. It's loud. Probably why it's missing. Its ears are hurting. It should have stayed on, but supposed to be one full round. But
I'm gonna use
And it-
Uncanny Dodge on the bite
okay,
to half that damage.
turned it. So I can't heal it or in the half, but you lose 5 of the damage you took, and he heals for 5 because that's all he did. Or you lose 6. Sorry about that, because he did 11 originally. So there you go. And that's all it can do.
Okay. I'm gonna try something. Because I'm fucking dead, I think, next turn. I don't know. I'm gonna try and, with my quarter staff of all things, try and whack the stone that seems to be like creating them, or well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the stone. So do you want me just to roll? Like I can't target it, right?
Yes, it's just an attack roll. You're hitting the staff, or hitting the egg-shaped, tear-shaped thing.
Okay, I'm gonna use inspiration. use my last inspiration.
The the AC is 13, so
Holy shit.
all the inspirations. You did finally hit it. Roll damage. Alrighty.
We can do
You
that.
strike it. The egg cracks. And I'll see you guys next week.
Oh no.
No.
What a cliffhanger!
You should have done the full dragon.
That was a different one. But here's your full dragon.
Nice.
Have a good week, guys.
Take
Yeah,
care,
you
y'all.
too.
Good game, guys.
You game.
Good game.